All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We come out to another little sit down. We give our praises to our Father which art in heaven. His name is
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, also to the hopeful elect who on the highways and the byways preaching His truth, week in and week out, day in and day out, man. As we're speaking these things into fruition, man, the truth. So what was the title of it, brother?
The truth shall spring forth.
So the truth shall spring forth, man. And that's where we're coming to right now, is that all this truth is coming out, whether it's, Kanye or whether it's the other celebrities doing it. What the true truth is going to come from what? The men of the Lord, man. The men who preaching and teaching, week in and week out, day in and day out. So we're going to start off with Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry."
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. So truth is going to prevail in these last days, man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way in any shape, form, or fashion that Esau is going to be able to stop it, because it tells you that all these visions that were written in the days of old shall come forth in these last days. Can you actually read that last part one more time, Baba Kashar?
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. And continue, it says, "Because it will surely come, it will not tarry." I'm going to read it again. "Because it will surely come, it will not tarry." I'm going to go up a little bit more. Just go ahead and read it just like it. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for a appointed time, but the end shall speak and not lie.
Yeah, and it was for an appointed time, and that happened to be this lifetime that we living in, man. Mm-hmm. So it's a great time to be alive, man.
It's a great time,
because now we're starting to see, the bringing forth of the kingdom, man, the fall of our enemies. Okay, and it was all appointed for this time. When you read the scriptures, it says that Esau will be able to do these things for a time and half a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, that's the beginning of the transition of the kingdom of heaven, man. Well, to the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things that was written was for these days, for us to understand.
But at the end it shall speak.
And at the end it shall speak. So now you seeing the prophecies starting to speak by way of what? Them coming to pass, man.
Mm-hmm.
Euphrates River drying up. Israel waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Esau and his system is starting to collapse. These things are the prophecies starting to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And now you could either do two things. You could close your ears or you could hear it, man. And it tells you, what's that? Matthew, it talks about the great cry that was made at midnight. It was a great cry. So you're going to hear more of Israel being in the front pages, man. Everybody's talking about it. The whole world's talking about Israel right now, man. It's because these things shall speak and it shall not lie. And the Lord says that, hey, all the places that we were scattered to, we gonna know, man. We're gonna remember who we are.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Continue, it said, "And not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Mm-hmm.
But the just shall live by his faith." And that's what the brother was saying. It's a time where the things that was building you up to this time, that faith is going to be here to what? Keep you stable, as we always speak of, man. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability. Why do we say that all the time? Because that's that faith that I was speaking of earlier. When you read these scriptures, this brings you true strength, man. It gives you the strength to believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is on his way, to believe what? The chariots, to believe what? All these things that's happening right now through these prophecies, you seeing it happen. So when you was reading these scriptures, now that you seeing the prophecies come into existence, hey, you more excited.
Yeah, that's right. And real quick, when you read that back, it said that his soul, which is in him, is not upright, but the just shall live by faith.
Con.
Because as you said, hey, now you starting to see, you can see things like the chariots, and you understand what it is.
Con.
But why? It's because you got the faith in the Lord, man. Esau will tell you, oh no, that's a damn weather balloon.
Con.
You know, he'll say some bugged out shit like that. But no, we understand through faith that this is the Lord's doing, man. Even though Esau says everything in his uplifted spirit, no, there is no God.
Yeah.
It's only me and everything I'm doing. No, we live by faith, man.
Right.
So we starting to see that these things is coming to pass, and it's coming through the word of the Lord. Now check this out. This is Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 29. It says, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O my people, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee. You know, his soul being uplifted, but not right, but we shall live by faith, man.
Faith, man.
Now we starting to see Esau is a devil, man. He's a liar. And that's a prophecy that the Lord said. Like the whole time we've been calling ourselves, you know, black, color in the crayon box, you know, all these
Negroes,
things, man.
Yeah.
You know? But really the truth is, man, hey, we have a heritage of the Lord. He just hid it from us, man. The scriptures say he covereth the faces of the judges, man.
That's right.
You know? So, hey, Esau, he buried us, man. And we was cut out of time. When you read Job 22, verse 15 and down, it tells you how in 70 AD Esau came and wiped us out. And our name was cut out from history. Well, guess what? Amen. The Lord is in the process of making this prophecy come to pass, man. One more time. And it says, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. And that's really what we waiting on, man. Is the return of Yahweh Shah. That way our enemies will be dust under the soles of our feet. You got something over there?
You want to go into that? When I was talking about second edge of 6?
You want to grab that Maccabee 6 or Edge of 6? Because we were talking earlier.
Yeah, we could do both.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Shalom, brothers.
Shalom,
Akawar and Benjamin. By
Okay.
Yanyam, man. Hey, Shalom, brother. Shalom.
If you wherever the Spirit leads you,
I'm just going to go ahead and read second edge of 6 and 26. Then it says, and the men that are revealed shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning.
That's right. It went right in connection, man.
Yeah.
We shall see the return of Yahweh Shah, the treading upon our enemies, man. And their heart shall be changed to another meaning, which is the glorified state that we're gonna be in, man.
Go on. This is verse second edge of 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
That's right.
So, hey, man, you know, I'm gonna read that one more time. This is second edge of 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and that's what Esau is, man. The evils, man. And deceit shall be quenched. So the Lord is gonna quench this evil, wicked world. You know, Esau's world, man. Because, hey, you know, as we speak about all the time, being in a spiritual mindset instead of carnal. That's why Esau's giving you all these things that seek out the flesh, such as technology, certain lust that he gives you with social media, all these other things that keep your mind in in a carnal mind state, keeping you in a state of carnality to keep you all away from Yahweh Shem Yahushua through the Spirit. Shalom, Maccabee. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom.
You got something up?
Yeah, real quick, he said, evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
Okay.
Now, if you really listening, what does he say? He's liking deceit and evil unto a fire, man. Because you could quench a fire. You see? And this is Job chapter 18 and verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be darkness in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him, man. So that's what the Lord is doing. See, The Lord is getting rid of all the wisdom, so-called wisdom that Esau has, the wisdom of this world, man. He's gonna quench it, man, and put it out in these last days. That's why you see they scrambling now to try and condemn the men of the Lord, okay? Because really what he's amping up to do is a great persecution. But that can only happen if he sees that he can't contain, the information anymore. That's one reason why, real quick, I don't want to go on a tangent, but like, Esau never goes into our neighborhoods and just chops us down. Because right now our people are lost. We fighting each other, We don't know who our true enemy is. But the way that your enemy, see, he's a master chess player.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? He's a deceiver.
Yeah,
so they're like, well, if I go down there and fight them now, they're going to know who their true enemy is. So the only way I'm going to fight against them is if they start to band together. And that's prophecy, man.
That's right.
Once Esau starts to see bone come to bone, that's when he's gonna be like, all right, now I got short time. They waking up, man.
Hey, that's it, brother. That's like you said. I'm gonna get a quick precept. This is 1 Corinthians 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, man. And that's what He's gonna do.
That's right.
Esau thinking he's planning and plotting, seeking and watching us everywhere we go. Hey, but the Most High said, what was He said? The Lord's gonna be gonna laugh at him.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna laugh at him, man, because of what Esau trying to set up.
Y'all got it right here. He made the internet, He made the internet thinking that it was a wise thing to do. Oh, why now I could be God. I could watch everybody and track you, and I could predict your thoughts, man. But not even realizing that was one of the tools of your own destruction, man.
Right.
The Lord is going to catch him in his own craftiness, man. And this is Psalms chapter 2 and verse, let me start, I'll start at verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
That's right.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed. And that's what he does, man. Everybody, all the nations of the earth are trying to stop the awakening, man. And it says, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us, man. They don't want us to come together.
No.
Because two is better than one, and a three-four-fold cord is not easily broken. That's them trying to break us apart, man.
That's right.
It says, verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
That's right. That's it. Go ahead.
Yahweh shall have them in derision.
That should have them in derision, man. So he said, will you run that back again, Bubba Kasha?
I'm sorry, verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
So he said, so he that sitting in the heavens shall laugh. Go ahead.
Yahweh shall have them in derision.
Shall have them in derision, man. And that's the thing about this truth that we have. We can go into these scriptures and be, like the brother was saying earlier, about having faith and strength that the Lord is going to do this for us. We believe this. Because if we didn't believe this, we would be doing the works that we're doing right now. But even with that, it's done through the Spirit of the Lord, man. The Spirit has us being able to do this work, man. Go ahead, you got something?
I'm going to keep going.
Go ahead.
It says, I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. And that was the thing, man. Hey, the Lord declared it. All right. Hey, the Lord said at a certain time, y'all gonna he didn't call us his people, but shall call us his people, man. In the place where we was cast off, and they said, you are not the children of the Most High. Well, hey, the Lord is bringing back the decrees that was set forth, man, that these things shall come to pass. He put us off for a time, man. And now we're coming back to these days. We're being brought back to that estate. Verse 8, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. And that's their greatest fear. They know that we're not just going to come together and just, go on our way. Nah, hey, Esau, you got a judgment that you got to face. for what you did to the people of the Lord, man. So these things are coming. Therefore, keep covenant and mercy with them and keep his commandments. I'm gonna grab it. Deuteronomy 7 and 9 real quick. The brother dropped the precept.
All right.
Deuteronomy 7 and 9. And this is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 9. It says, know therefore that Yahweh thy power, he is the God, the faithful God, which keepeth the covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
Ooh, that's heavy.
And repayeth them that hate him to his face.
And repay him to what?
And repayeth them that hate him to his face.
Hate it to his face, man. Go ahead.
To destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face,
that's
man.
Right, man. And that's Esau now. That's why he's in fear, because of the men of the Lord on the highways and the byways in his face, speaking to him, telling him what his final destination gonna be. You know, Revelations 13. You know, gonna tell him what his final destination gonna be, where he's gonna be at in captivity. That's why they never want to speak of Revelations, man, because they understand their final destination. That's why every time Edom might come up, they're in question. They're in question because, you know, they're in fear. The same spirit we was in fear when we was coming into captivity and slavery. All of us probably didn't know why we was in here at first, you know. But that nervousness, you begin to understand why you was getting that judgment, man, in due time.
Okay.
You got something?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 28. And well, you got it over?
Yeah, let me read it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared.
Yeah, and that's it,
That's
man.
it, yo.
The fruit of the truth is starting to bud forth, man. All these things in these end days is coming into a season. So all the lies that we've been told, you know, they're gonna get overcome because the truth is gonna prevail. You know, you're gonna see more people speaking out, more Israel waking up, man. And this is all due to the prophecy. Even Yahushua we said when you start to see these things bud forth, then know that the end is not, even at the doors, man. Now, real quick, you mind grabbing Matthew chapter 24 and 14? Matthew 24 and 14. Real quick, let me see. Psalms 83, yeah, come on. Psalms chapter 83 tells you all the nations, they conspired against us, man. And towards the end of it, it tells you that the Lord is going to make them like stubble for all their wickedness, man.
You want to start at what?
Verse 14, Baba Kashan.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Yeah, so it got to be preached to the four winds, man, as a witness. That's why, you know, we do the works that we do. We go out and we teach, man, because hey, that's our testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy. So we have to be put, you know, on Front Street, as they say, so people can behold it, man.
Spectacle,
and it's a spectacle. Because then when they come and inquire, it's like, what is this? What is this new doctrine you bring forth? And we say, no, it's the coming of the kingdom of heaven, man.
That new song.
That's right.
Yep.
You want to keep on reading on that?
Yeah,
I want to see what it says real quick.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 29. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. Verse 30. And these words said he unto me, I am come to shew thee the time of the night to come. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days. And that's when really Esdras was getting that the sermon the Lord was giving him. He was telling him how he's supposed to eat the fruits. And we were speaking about fasting earlier, how important it was. But I continue to read it. This is 2nd Ezra 6, verse 31. He said, if thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell thee greater things by the days than I have heard. For the
I think that was a point, because I wanted to go to 24. I just wanted to see what was going to come out.
Yeah.
But Matthew 24, Salakia, I'm going to go back to it. And it says, we're going to go back to, where was we at?
14, 15, Matthew 24.
Okay,
15.
14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And then I was gonna go to verse 31, if you don't mind reading it out, since you're pulling it.
31.
Yeah,
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Yeah, so when you put both of those scriptures together, it shows you that the purpose of it is so he could gather the elect from the four winds, man, from the four cardinal directions, man. Okay, which is prophecy. I think it's Deuteronomy chapter 30. Down on Deuteronomy chapter 30, he tells you that I'm gonna gather you from all the nations where you were scattered to. You know, so a lot of times our people get caught up because it's like, oh well, the Lord is only waiting for the 144,000 governing body. No, hey, this thing got to be preached to the four winds, man. So, like I said, more celebrities is gonna speak up because the Lord got some purpose for the celebrity, man.
Right.
It tells you that when a rich man speaks, they exalt it to the stars. Now that's their purpose.
Right.
It's so that way, certain men, because Israel's respecters of persons. You see what I'm saying? So he got to use those men to bring in more. So that's just a sign to brothers that you got to understand in these last days, though we have little time, we have a lot of work to do. Because many people are going to start to inquire about the truth in the end days.
It goes back to like what Daniel says, man. People will go to and fro seeking the answers, man. Because you seeing it now. If you talk to someone about saying you're a Hebrew Israelite, when you go up to people pretty soon, they're going to ask you and inquire, like the brother said, inquire of these things. What's going on? Especially when Jake started getting his food taken and his money taken, or where his place of stay is at. Because right now, that's happening all over the city. I was just speaking to my brother a couple of days ago about San Francisco having over 6,100 residents fleeing. They call it the Great Exodus, man. And that's spiritual. It wasn't an exodus like exit. It's exodus like in the Bible, man. Showing you that the time is coming that the Most High is getting ready to repay this world, man. It's repay Esau. Yes.
Yeah, because I want to grab that Deuteronomy 30.
Okay.
And this is Deuteronomy 30 in verse 3. That then Yahweh, thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy power has scattered thee. So, hey, Israel is scattered throughout all nations, man. How else is they going to know unless there was a preacher sent forth? You see? So, if anything, the elders called it the year of the turn up. Well, it's only going to get more turned up from here. Because many people are going to have to know. You're going to have to, explain to them that they're Israel. Because they all going to know them. But that doesn't mean all of them is going to get saved either, man. And it says, verse 4, if any of thine be driven out to the outermost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And Yahweh will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. Showing you that, hey man, that these things must come to pass, man. I think that's kind of it on that.
That's it.
When
we were speaking about that, I mean, if we ain't got something we can speak on that second Maccabees 6, like you're saying about the things that they took away. And that's why we don't have that vision.
6 and 6, I think.
Or if you had something you want to speak on? Or you
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go to Revelation
Go ahead.
7.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, God. Yeah, and this is Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. Well, Salaki, let me start at 7 and 1. Yeah, this is Revelation chapter
guess.
7.
This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any trees.
Right, and the 4 winds represent the great destruction that's to come, man. Once the 4 winds are let loose by the angels, all this that you see is going to be gone one day. But it's showing you that the Lord is waiting, and he's trying to preserve his elect for the last days, man.
Gone.
You know, and that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to seal the elect.
And I saw another, this is verse 2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till he have sealed the service of our power in their foreheads.
Right. And that's what we're waiting on, man, is the sealing of the elect. So, you know, the destruction won't happen until this comes, but it's showing you, man, that when you go to verse 9, Baba Kasha, when you go to Revelation 7 and 9, it tells you basically that there's an innumerable multitude, all right? And the innumerable multitude can't be counted. So it's going to be a great increase in influx of Israel in these last days, because the truth is going to start to come forth of who we are, man.
Done. This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand.
Yeah, and that's victory, man. That's what the palms represent. And also goes into the Garden of Eden. But, you know, the point is right now, man, is that it's a great multitude from all nations, man. From all nations of the earth. So whatever we see now, this is nothing. It's like right now, it's kind of, it's a shock to us when we teach and somebody rides by and says shalom or shalom.
Yeah.
You know? But it's going to be a point where it's going to be so many of us, man, that they're going to know. You know? So, like I said, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but the point is, hey, the Lord is going to increase us. We got a very small window of opportunity to seal many souls, man, to deliver them from the destruction that's to come. But I mean, that's basically it. You know, if you want to go into 2nd Ezra 6:6, we can. Or what is it, Maccabees?
Maccabees, yeah.
Okay.
Now that was a great point, brother. You know, like we do have work to do. You know, that's why we do what we do. And because, as I said, would you bring out that Daniel 12? It speaks about to and fro.
Okay, this is Daniel chapter 12 in I'll start at verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Hey, when you come and you hear the truth, you are awoken, man. Some to everlasting life because you receive the gospel,
Right.
and you understand. That's how you get sealed. And then some to everlasting shame and contempt because they put this off, man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because all Israel is going to awake to who they are, but some of them are going to reject it because they love Babylon more than they love the Lord, man. They love the ways of this life more than they look forward to the kingdom of heaven. That's them awakening to shame and everlasting contempt, man.
That's heavy, and that's the spirit that we always speak about. How we ought to think. What was that? Sirach 18. We were speaking about how even if you were in a rich state, you should be at a poor. Your mindset should be at a a certain part of need, needing the Lord, not being prideful. Because hey, it could be taken through you.
Okay.
18 and 23 of you.
I'm gonna keep on going.
Okay, go
Daniel.
ahead.
In verse 4 it says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased."
Yep.
So yeah, that goes with it, man.
Yep.
You know, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge is going to be increased. That's what's happening in these last days. You know, that's what you see brothers is constantly teaching. If I'm not teaching, another brother is dropping videos, and if you're not, another. It's like the radio station. Anytime you turn on the radio, music is always playing.
Yep.
Rather you sleep or awake, man.
And don't let it be a good song. Everybody playing it, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what everybody doing now. This great song. This is beautiful song. That's that #1 hit right now. You know?
Yeah,
you know, Israel, man. Israel is the #1 hit. Everybody's singing that same tune, man. You know, when you get a good song, and that good song, you hear it, and everywhere you go, everybody singing.
Everybody else listening to it. Yeah. That's the times that we in, man. And that's let me go to let me just grab this Ezekiel chapter 37. And it says Ezekiel chapter 37:1, "The hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of a valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh, the Most High, thou knowest." And hey, man, that's the thing. Israel is that valley of dry bones, man. Our people, you know, it's symbolic for us being in this destroyed state that we in.
A docile state.
Yeah, kind. You know, and me and my brother, hey man, when we go to teach, we don't really teach in a pretty part of town.
No.
You know, we go where Israel is all jacked up, man. And when we look around, I mean, we ask ourselves that question, like, yo, why are we out here? You know, I mean, the spirit lead us, but can these bones live? You know, when you see Jake, and you know they down and out, drunk on the side of the street. Other one that you got Jake selling dope.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Prostitutes, pimps, all that. And the question is, can these bones live, man? And it says, verse 3, "And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, the Most High, thou knowest. And he said unto me, Prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh," man.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy, man. Go ahead.
"Thus saith Yahweh, the Most High, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live." You know, so that's what we doing.
It's that spirit, man.
Yeah, the spirit of, when we preach this word, hey, the spirit enters into some of them, man.
It's heavy.
You know, and it quickens them.
Hey, man, we got, you know, we always say we got numerous testimonies to prove that, man. You know, we at camp, they had came up and sought after the word of the Lord, man, because they could easily go into a church, but the men of the Lord is out there to what? Reach the people.
Right.
Like we're in the trenches to reach the people, to blow, to put the air in them, man. To give the word of Yahweh Shem Shai is the word. He's the breath.
That's right.
You know, hey, what did Yahweh always say? That wisdom is what? Wisdom is the breath of the Most High, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And it says, verse 6, "And I will lay sewings upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and will put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am Yahweh."
Right.
And that's what's going on in these last days, man. Hey, at the end of the day, you know, Israel, they're gonna wake up, man. Okay, like I said, not all of them are, but hey, you got to go out and preach this word through all obstacles, man. You know, like I said, when we go where we go, it's not necessarily a pretty place, but that's where the Lord took Ezekiel, and he asked him, you know, do you think that they could live, man? And we are men that when a man travels, he sees many things, and he has a certain amount of wisdom. Well, this is a spiritual journey that we go on, man. And we go to certain places, man. Like, dang, okay, you know, I didn't think that the Lord will wake that man up, but he did, because the Lord, he shows his power in the things that men would deem foolish. You know, it be Jake with one eye. You know?
Yeah,
It be Jake out there with one eye, you know, drunk, or seem as he drunk, but for all you know, he was an angel, man. And then you got other brothers step right over them, man. But this is all prophecy. The Lord is waking up his people all across the board.
That's right, brother.
And it says, verse 7, so I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to bone. And when you look at, when you look symbolically in the scriptures, when it talks about something shaking, it's the removing of one thing and the bringing in of another. Okay? And that's what's happening. Our people, they're transcending that state of death into a state of life, man. And Salakia, verse 8, and when I beheld, lo, the suins and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. You know, and that's kind of, I would say that's the state that we in now.
Right.
You know, Jake is waking up. They're just getting it, you know. But really, you can't live fully until Yahweh Shai. They get the simple things right now. The milk, you know. Hey, you Israel, Deuteronomy chapter 28. You know, our enemies are. Then they got to learn the commandments. But then when they get that, it's like you got to realize that you can't keep them fully. So what's the whole point of this? Yahweh Shai, you know, and he gives you the breath. The spirit quickens you, man.
Right. Matter of fact, you know, like when we came into truth, there's a lot of stumbling blocks and strongholds, man. There's a lot of pushback to Jake when he first hear it. He doesn't want to hear some of that because he'll go through that. Oh, hold up, man. You mean, remember how we had that brother came up to us?
Yeah, kind of.
He couldn't grasp it. He grasped everything, but
the enemies,
Esau, he couldn't receive it because at the time that was a little bit too much. We had given them that milk. As soon as we came a little bit on that meat, he was giving a little bit of pushback, man.
I mean, because everybody's gonna love to hear that you the Lord's chosen, but hey, there comes things with that, man.
Yeah, what is that? Was that the scripture? Was that Ezekiel when it first was sweet?
Sweet, and went down bitter.
Yeah,
you know, it's good to know you the Lord's chosen people, but then it's like, well, if we chosen, why we go to slavery?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, because you transgressed against the Lord. You was doing evil. This happens. You start to learn that the Lord creates life and death. That's a bittersweet thing because you blessed to live, but in the Lord, when you piss him off, man, hey, the Lord can take you away. That's a bitter thing. The scriptures tell you that death is an evil that was created, man. You know, I don't want to digress, but you know,
hey, man, keep speaking to it through the Spirit.
Verse 10, it says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. You know, going to Revelation chapter 11, it says that great fear fell upon them which saw them, man. Why? Because they start to see us actually stand up on our feet.
That's right.
When you look at one of the elders went into before, you know, when you laying down, it's symbolic for just, you know, being treaded upon, man. But you know, you beat somebody in the corner for so long, then they stand up, and they happen to be bigger than you. You know, I didn't know that there was a giant. That's what Esau say. I didn't know they had this much power.
Right.
You know, so that's that great army, man. When Israel starts to come together, bone to bone, we start to move as one, and that one is the body of Hamashiach, man.
That's right. And that's that strength, that sinew, man. Sinew is what's that? A muscle tissue. That has a strength, kind of like a rubber band or something like that. It brings you strength. It keeps you whole. But the words of the Abba Shemel Shah, the breath is what makes you whole. You know.
Yeah.
But that's the true wholeness, man. You can always have a body. What they always say all the time, back in the days in slavery time, take the mind, keep the body. You know, because you need the mind to do what? The things that you need to breathe, man. The Lord had to give you that. He has to give, as we were speaking about earlier, about a man who having wisdom and having understanding, to someone who doesn't have that. Even though he may have substance, but if he doesn't have wisdom, he can't keep it, man. And that's the thing, man, that Jake in this world we speak about from the beginning, we turn it all the way back from the beginning. Jake start speaking as if his substance of things, material things, are substance, man.
Right.
But it's not. Those are the things of the world that have you put into corruption, man. Because that's why you need that breath of air, that wisdom. Before we came into truth, we think there was things that we thought, oh man, we got it. But it wasn't until the air, the breath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua through wisdom, to what? Give you that preparation, man. I got a quick precept. You got something?
Well, on what you said real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
Luke 12:15, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not of the abundance of things which he possesses. You know, so hey, Jake,
Yeah.
that's what they think, man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's see, riches here is nothing, man, when you got the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
You know? But
Yeah.
I mean that was that on that.
Yeah, it was the point. I mean, you saw that when Jake, brother said, I mean, when Jake get a little something, Jake gonna let you know he got a little something.
Yeah.
And he thinks because he has that, then that's the end, man. But when he loses it, he freaks out. Because once that's gone, you have nothing else. I got this quick precept as we were speaking about the honey earlier, but I'm gonna start at the top. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat thou that's findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat the roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. You know, that's why we said that waking up, that sweetness. But the persecution, the persecution is the bitterness, man. That's what we was gonna speak on what's that? 2 Maccabees 6. You know, speaking about the bitterness that Esau is gonna have, where you can't be of your do the things like when we do a Passover. We really, I mean, you see camps do it, but we really are really confined with it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some people, they'll throw a cookout with it. You know, so you know, like when you'll understand when we start reading in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, man.
Okay, I get what
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have that where we can just bluntly do the things we want to do, you know, or without Esau looking. You know?
That's why the Lord told Pharaoh in Egypt, he said, let my people go so that they may serve me. Because right now, you know, we try to keep the Sabbath. You know, some brothers got the ability to, you know, hey, more power to you. But some brothers can't keep the Sabbath all the time. Why? Because Esau, man, he won't let us serve him. You know what I mean? Because he as soon as you try to keep the Sabbath, he want to call you in. You know? But that's part of it, man. Like the Lord, that's why the Lord is going to have to free us. Because if he sees that we're trying, you know, when in Acts 13 was it, remember?
Yeah,
the other night, he was trying to stop him from the faith. And because of that, Paul was like, yo, I'm going to blind you for a season. Because you trying to stop this man from receiving, you know, the good things of the Lord, man. Well, hey, how much more Esau, man? If he was going to do that to a false prophet that was an Israelite, how much more Esau when he tried to stop us from serving the Lord, man? You know?
Heavy. Yeah, heavy, brother.
And real quick, have you got anything else?
Go ahead. I think, see. Yeah, I just go down to 6. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not too many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. You know, and that's the people of the other nations. They wanted to hear it. We didn't want to hear it, man. We wanted to hear them smooth things, going into the churches and hear the music and the melody, man. As we said before, Jake, he's of the carnalness, man. You got something, Mark?
Yeah, Khan, if you ain't got nothing else, I say we end it with Job.
Okay.
End it with Job.
Yeah, go ahead. What
Job 22 and verse. We'll start at 17. Just to top off what you just said. You know,
Yep.
our people don't want to hear it, man. Because like I said, once though Israel will wake up on a large scale, you know, like I said, not all of them are going to, because they're not going to want to hear the bitter parts. They just want to hear the good. They're going to start building doctrines around the sweet, but forget about the bitter.
Come.
You know?
You said Job 22?
Yeah, 17, I think it was.
This is Job chapter 22, verse 17, which said unto the Most High, depart from us. Woo, that's heavy. And what can the Almighty do for them? That's heavy, man.
Yeah, nigga, our people say that. What can the Most High do for us? You know?
Yeah, man.
Because they'll like I said, certain people are gonna run with the doubt. Oh, we the chosen people. We knew that. We knew that.
We knew that. Yeah.
But what do we need the Lord for? I'm God on earth. That's what Jake said at camp the other day.
Yeah.
He said, I create my own heaven.
That's right. All right. Keep speaking there, bro. It is Job 22, verse 18. Yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me.
Right. And though the Most High blesses our people, he gives them the fact you are Israelite and blesses you, but they still say, depart from us, man. But their counsel is not of the Lord, man. And he's not going to keep them around. Keep going, Baba Kashar.
This is Job 22, verse 19. The righteous see it and are glad.
The righteous see it and are glad. Those of us who could understand this wisdom, man. We see what the Lord is doing for us. Keep going, Baba Kashar.
This is Job 22, verse 19. Says, the righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn.
Yeah, and we laugh them to scorn.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand the work that the Lord is doing in these last days, man. You see what I'm saying?
Waking you up, man. I mean, you want to stay in your docile, man, in your sickness, as we speak of, man. We're trying to get you back healthy, giving you the word, giving the herbs, to fulfill you, man. To give you those things to what? To heal you. Because once you get healed, your mind ain't gonna think that way. It's not gonna have to gravitate and grab alcohol to fulfill, that carnal sense, that flesh.
Yep. To fill in the holes that Jake be trying to fill in, man. That's why it says the innocent shall laugh them to scorn.
And the innocent laugh them to scorn, whereas our substance is not cut down.
Whereas our substance is not cut down. You can't, we lay up treasures in the heavens, man. We can't lose those things. Continue.
But the remnant of them, the fire consumeth.
Yeah, but the remnant, all the other Israelites that are going to forsake the truth, the fire is going to consume them. Go ahead.
Acquaint now thyself with him.
Now, and then he gives you the resolution. Knowing that the innocent shall laugh them to scorn. And we got treasures laid up that will never disappear, and the remnant shall be destroyed. What should you do? Go ahead.
Acquaint now thyself with him.
Acquaint now thyself with him. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Come. And be at peace, whereby good shall come unto thee.
That's right.
Receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in thy heart.
That's right. Lay up his words in thy heart, man.
Yeah.
It goes into that new covenant, man.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yep. It says, if thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up.
And we shall be built back up. There's a time for all things. Breaking down, which is when we left, when we got kicked out the kingdom, and the rebuilding of the tabernacle of David.
Gone. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacle. That's what we just saying, man. Take away those things, those wicked things, man. Then, this verse 24, Job 22 and 24, then shalt thou lay up gold as dust.
Then thou shalt lay up gold as the dust.
And the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks.
Yeah, and then the gold of Ophir, the most coveted you know, gold
Gold.
of the whole planet, man. It shall be laid up as stones by the river, man.
Yea, the Almighty shall be the defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver.
Yeah, and the Most High shall be our defense. It tells you that the Lord is going to protect Jerusalem as a wall of fire. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. Isaiah chapter 4 goes into that. The Lord be our defense, and we'll have plenty of silver. Our riches shall not diminish, man.
Verse 26, for then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto the Most High.
And then we'll be able to see the Lord. Revelation chapter 22. Hey, you want to enter with that, Revelation 22?
Yeah, come on. Hey, you want to keep eating on this, or you want?
Oh, let's go ahead.
Yeah,
Let me grab Revelation
All right,
22
go ahead,
real quick. Because he said we shall lift up our face to the Most High. Because no man is able to see the Most High and be able to live, but the elect will. In Revelation chapter 22, in verse 3, and there shall be no more curse, but the throne of the Most High and the Lamb shall be in it, and the servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. You see how it wrapped all the way back around?
That's heavy. Yep.
Yeah, man. Hey,
That's
so
beautiful, man.
Yep, kind.
Hey, man, that's the thing. But I'm gonna read it one more time, right? Because you gotta bring that back out. This is Job chapter 22, verse 26. For then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto the Most High.
Right. And then it said we should have our delight. Remember, as I said, a Pharaoh, the Lord said, let my people go so they may serve me. Because Pharaoh was stopping us from trying to keep the Passover, stopping us from keeping the Feast of Tabernacle. All these things. We can't delight in the Lord like we would. But in the kingdom, hey, we'll be able to serve the Lord with all gladness, man. And it says, and there shall be no more curse. Esau is a curse. But the throne of the Most High and the Lamb shall be in it, and the servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their forehead. You know?
Yep. I gotta read the rest, bro. That is so heavy. All right. This is Job 22 and 27. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee. And the light shall shine upon thy ways. When men are cast down, then thou shalt say, there is a lifting up.
That's right. So when Esau falls, we surely gonna say, hey, the Lord, he abases the high and exalts the low.
That's right.
The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man.
Yep. That's right. There is a lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. Woo! He said, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of thy hands, man. That's heavy, man. You know, like the Lord is a grateful power, man. The one who want to seek the Lord and get this living waters, man. This is you'll never thirst again, man. You got something up?
Nah, I can't find that.
So yeah, you'll never thirst again. So when we speak in these words, even sometimes through the Spirit, we'll be amazed of what the Lord gives you. You know, me and my brother will speak on something, and we might not have the final answer. And you know, the Spirit will just manifest. And the brother will call me back or text me like, read this. Or I say, won't you read this? You know, he said, man, I'm going to go back and read what I was speaking about Acts 13 the other night. And I sent it to the brother. He like, yeah, I read that, but I'm going to go back and read it. But even in today's sit down, he even mentioned Acts 13, man. Because the Spirit resonates and something with you,
the Spirit going to teach you all things, man. Yep. But I mean, that's it on my end.
Man. I'm good. If you want to get a couple precepts, you want.
Inhabitants. Oh yeah, okay. Awar put that one. The Lord being our defense, real quick. Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. You know. But I mean, is that, you know, Isaiah chapter 4, You know, but hey, the point of it all, man, is hey, these are the things that we're waiting for, man.
Right.
These things have already been said, and they're not gonna tarry. All these things is coming, man.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, and this is just the beginning. Israel starting to figure out who they are on a large scale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but all these things are gonna start ramping up more and more until we get into the end.
That's right. So I see a young, a young woman, princess, man, Zion Nawa, daughter of Jerusalem, man. It's a beautiful thing that sisters are sitting and listening, man, because the men of the Lord is the one that's going to be leading in that time, and a woman had to be in that submissive state to understand this. So to have you on here at the water, sister, because a lot of these women out here, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
They're in their pride and carnal, but to hear you say the waters, hey, that's a beautiful thing. So hey, keep listening, keep listening to the brothers, whether it be us or any other brother that you watch, and serve the Lord to the best of your ability. You got something up?
Slack. Yeah, man. Let's see that.
That's it. Yeah. So all right, with that, man, we're gonna say, call halal Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Give double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, also to the hopeful elect men who are out here in the highways and the byways preaching this truth, and to the hopeful elect, man. Hey, there's shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Next time, shalom.